So let it not be said that I am not a merciful God. Am I not gentle to you, my people, when I come to you and I deliver upon you the most glorious bounty of 2 videos in one day? Yet again, 2 days on the trot. Now, you may be thanking your lucky stars for this, but I'm not. The only reason I do 2 videos in one day is because either A, some breaking news has happened, which I feel that I can't leave the video to sit for a while, or I see something, in this case, so egregious that I have to make a response to it. So, as you know, Tommy Robinson has now been released from prison, and I'm loving the fact that basically what's going to happen is that he's going to go basically have his retrial, and the trial is going to find him guilty because he's already admitted that he is guilty. Even in his appeal lawyers already admit he is guilty. Remember, the only reason he's out is on a technicality. And what's going to happen is that he now faces a longer prison sentence for contempt of court. And by the way, the time he's already served is not discounted or knocked off from the sentence he takes on from that new trial. Now, why are we talking about Robinson? Again, I hear you asking, have you not talked about this guy enough? Unfortunately, yes, I do. I agree with you. Robinson's a complete twat. But he went on Tucker Carlson, the man who looks like he's sucking a lemon constantly throughout this interview. In fact, at one point I thought he had died, because literally he's got like this, he does like this sunken face type thing. It's like, and just sits there saying nothing throughout this interview, and it's bizarre and funny to watch at the same time. But you have Robinson on the other side, because now he's doing his big woe is me tour, basically lying through his teeth about what happened. And literally, part of me was tempted to, and I still may do this, to go through everything he said in that video and show why everything he said was just a complete lie, one after another. But the biggest lie that he is now telling, especially in that Tucker Carlson video, is he is saying that he did not plead guilty. That is the biggest lie there is. Not only is this in the original court documents that were released when the reporting restrictions about him were lifted, he also apologises to the court for his breaking of this law. You have to be careful of people like this. He is not this working class hero he's being made out to be. He's a complete scumbag who is a complete now puppet of the right, and especially hard right-wing forces, who are now going to use him as some sort of free speech martyr. And again, this wasn't about freedom of speech. I've said this since the very beginning, since he got arrested. This was about him breaking the law, breaking reporting restrictions on an ongoing trial. And he admitted his guilt. And I want to hammer that home, because whenever you see anyone say that Tommy Robinson wasn't guilty or that he didn't plead guilty, all you've got to refer them to is the original court documents. There were also other witnesses watching this as well that say, yes, he admitted he was guilty. You also have him saying he doesn't know what he was arrested for. Go back to the original secret barrister report, where they take, and again, the original extract of the closing statement of the judge explaining to him why he was arrested, what he's being charged with, and why he's being sentenced. and the severity of what he has done. Okay? This guy is lying to hundreds of thousands of people knowingly, basically for a massive publicity stunt, and so that he can get loads of sympathy cash. You know, it recently came out, recently he'd been given something like £20,000 in Bitcoin, or something like that. And probably more, like, you know, than that as in total, because this has just been a massive PR stunt for him. You know, he is not this martyr people are making out to be, and the very fact he is lying, and the other thing that proves he is lying as well is in his appeal documents, his lawyers that are defending him, who got him out on this technicality, admit he was guilty. This appeal was not about his conviction, it was about process. So that's why he's going for a retrial, and he will be found guilty there because he's already admitted his guilt. The evidence is there, you can't say otherwise. In it he uses this bullshit excuse of, oh, I was reading a BBC article, and he was saying far more than that. Again, original court documents, appeal, it's all in there. This is a matter of fact we are stating now. But Tommy Robinson did plead guilty to his offence, and knowingly pled guilty to his offence. So when people are now trying to change the narrative, saying that he did nothing wrong, and oh, Robinson didn't plead guilty, he did. It's in the court documents. His own lawyers who were defending him in the appeal that got him off on a technicality, and now he's going for this retrial, admitted he was guilty and that he broke the law, and that they acknowledged he'd pled guilty to these charges. So, you know, I'll leave the link down below so you can see the video for yourself, but it's just completely ludicrous. So if anyone wants to think that Robinson didn't say he pled guilty, I'm sorry, but go look at the original court documents, go look at the appeal, the full appeal. You know? I don't know what else to say about this guy, but the fact that he's lying, you know, so fastidiously through his teeth, it's unbelievable. But there you go. Yeah, Tommy Robinson, or Stephen Yaxley Leonard, what an absolute twat.